I've been doing a home renovation the last 4 weeks. So my training has not been ideal the last few weeks. And the key thing is that now I'm back home in Minneapolis and have a little bit more of a regular and traditional schedule. I would say the big focus, because I haven't been training as much, is really focusing on the intensity that I am training. So not making sure that when I'm going out with my friends that have been training, that I'm not going too hard. And it's a little bit of like, okay, it's time to sandbag a little bit, be in the back for some of the intervals, and make sure that I guess I'm maximizing the training that I am doing, because I've got a little ground to make up. This time of year, I kind of am really focused on that threshold training. I like to push the amount of threshold training that I'm doing, but taking it nice and easy within it. So I like to do an hour, maybe an hour 15 of the threshold training. So a fair amount of time, but it's all, quite honestly, like pretty easy. You could, we can talk during a lot of it. And I guess for my schedule, I tend to find that I don't warm up very long or cool down very long, but I still like to have a good amount of time on time for the intervals.
Brian, are you doing, when you talk about this kind of threshold, are you talking about long intervals, like 10 to 12 minutes with 3 minutes break between, or what are you saying?
Yeah, typically for the threshold intervals, I'll do 2 minutes in between. One, because it makes the session go a little bit faster, and two, it helps keep me honest. And if I give myself more time, then I tend to go faster. And I used to execute intervals where basically I just went as hard as I could for whatever the interval was. So if it was a 10-minute interval, I went as hard as I could for 10 minutes. If it was a 20-minute interval, I went as hard as I could for 20 minutes. And that's not a very efficient way to train. So one of my favorites, if by definition, threshold is a pace that you can hold for 1 hour. And so I love to kind of break that down. I start off with 10 by 6 minutes, and then I do 6 by 10 minutes, and then 4 by 15, 3 by 20, 2 by 30, 1 by 60. And then at that point, say the pace is increased each time through that, and then the duration, then I go back to doing the 10 by 6, but it's, that the actual pace that I'm skiing or running or whatever, those 6 minutes, now I'm going faster. So, that's kind of a nice progression that I like to use.
Yeah, unless you find out that your intervals are going more slowly, and that, or your heart rate is different, so you've got this power decoupling going on.
Yeah. No, that definitely is a factor in there. So, but in general, like the training works, and so if you're doing it right, you will eventually kind of get faster on those different things. I mean, there's always exceptions in there. You get a day where it's like really hot here in the Twin Cities and your wheels just go so slow, and you're like, well, that's just what it's going to be. But in theory, that's the thought.